Ah, my friends, you have met a terrible, terrible demise. But I don't feel too bad about it. After all, if you learned how to make better games, this sort of thing wouldn't happen. So, Ubisoft employees fear layoff after Tencent deal and new subsidiary formation. Because they've just been, Ubisoft has just been so financially successful that they have to, rely on Tencent to kind of buy them or pump money in or whatever the case is. Well, and it looks like we won't be able to see the whole thing. But let's see what we can get from this. Ubisoft employees are rattled over the potential for mass layoffs, and they have every reason to be. On Thursday, Ubisoft announced it is forming a new game subsidiary in partnership with Chinese tech giant Tencent, who's been wanting to buy Ubisoft for what, a year or so now, or for a while. The new entity will house the company's most valuable franchises, including Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six, along with a selective development studios. Well, the press release spins this is the start of a bold new chapter. Internal reactions suggest that the only thing bold about the move is a level of uncertainty it's created for Ubisoft's remaining workforce. Let me see if I can find another article pretty much talking about it. Okay, there's this one. Ubisoft announced its new subsidiary and injection of 1.16 billion euros from Chinese-owned Tencent. Uh, Based on Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, we already said that. In a press release, Ubisoft said that the injection of 1.16 billion euros from Tencent comes from an exchange for a minority stake in its new subsidiary. The minority stake is 25% economic interest. It goes on to detail that the subsidiary will focus on building game ecosystems designed to become truly evergreen and multi-platform. Backed by greater investments and boosted creative capacities, it will drive further increases in quality of narrative solo experiences, expand multiplayer offerings with increased frequency of content release, introduce free-to-play touchpoints, and integrate more social features. Barcelona, uh, Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry franchise based in Montreal, Quebec, Sherbrooke, all the places where the studios and stuff are. Uh, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot said in a statement, "As we accelerate the company's transformation, this is a foundational step in changing Ubisoft's operating model that will enable us to both be both agile and ambitious." Well, you're probably still going to have to lay off a bunch of people. So, because if Tencent has a hold on this now, they're like, well, we don't need some of your people. We have our people. It's like, well, you're going to have to let some people go because oh, there's just not room for everyone here. Um, so, growing high performing brands and creating new IPs powered by cutting edge and emerging technologies. Sure. With the creation of a dedicated subsidiary that will spearhead development for three of our largest franchise and the onboarding of Tencent as a minority investor, we are crystallizing the value of our assets, strengthening our balance sheet. That looks like an R. And creating the best conditions for our franchise's long-term growth and success. With its dedicated and autonomous leadership team, it will focus on transforming these three brands into unique ecosystems. We are committed to building a sharper, more focused, organized one where talented teams will take our brand to the next level, accelerate the growth of emerging franchises, and lead innovation in the next generation technologies and services, all with the goal of delivering enriching, memorable games that exceed player expectations. You know, if you went back to form, like an actual return to form, then you might succeed. Like back in the day, Tencent, not Tencent, Ubisoft was a titan of the gaming industry. Now look at them. Now look at them. Where they have to be kind of, you know, by Tencent because Ubisoft isn't making anything anymore. Um, exceed expectations to create superior value for our shareholders and other stakeholders. Tencent President Martin Lau also stated, "We are excited to extend our long-standing partnership with Ubisoft through this investment, which reflects our continued confidence in Ubisoft's creative vision and exceptional talent to drive sustained success in the industry." Yeah, because they've been so successful lately, haven't they? Um, we see the immense potential. We know what these guys are really gonna do. They're saying this stuff now, but they're gonna fully take over. I mean, it is China, so we see immense potential for these franchises to evolve into long-term evergreen game platforms and create engaging new experiences for gamers. This announcement comes about a week after the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows. It also comes as Ubisoft announced it achieved 3 million players for the game. And people are still on Twitter thinking that players means copies sold. No. No. I mean, I understand the desire for this game to do well, but there's a reason they're saying 3 million players, not copies sold. So, 3 million players. While Ubisoft is attempting to paint a narrative of success, the game's Steam peak player count was mediocre. Counts are mediocre at best. And while yes, it may still be more popular on say like PlayStation, the numbers still, the numbers for players might be there, but how many of them have actually bought the game? People. But you know what? Whatever works for you guys. If you want to think that 3 million players makes it a financial success, you be you. You do you. Sure, it's a success. It is a financial success because of 3 million players. Players, not copies bought. No, players. So, good job. Your game succeeded. This is worse than Dragon Age The Failguard, which hit a peak concurrent player count of 89,000 in its first week. Electronic Arts would eventually admit the game was a commercial failure and missed sales expectations by nearly 50%. Separately, Dragon Age engaged approximately 1.5 million during 5 million players during the first quarter, down nearly 50% from the company's expectations. Yeah, because they were saying the same. They were like, "Oh my god, 2 million people," but it took them 3 months to sell 1 million copies. There's other ways of playing these games that these people online aren't thinking about. Again, it's like Intel. It's like, oh yeah, buy this Intel whatever it is and get Assassin's Creed Shadows for free. So no one's thinking about that stuff. But again, the game is a success. 3 million players. Oh my god, so many players. It is a huge success. Totally a financial success. Financial success. That's the key word here. Financial. So yeah, huge financial success because of 3 million players. Not 3 million copies bought. No, 3 million players. But sure, good job. Your game won. Game of the year. It's gonna be game of the year. Um, Ultimately, it changes nothing for me. Both Ubisoft and the CCP are on my blacklist. I'll continue to ignore everything they shit out. Tencent will gradually take, yeah, well, withers and dies. Yeah, that's why all these are just, they're just saying nice things for now to butter them up. But, if Ubisoft was so successful, this wouldn't have to happen. But again, 3 million players, that's really good. You know, that's totally a financial success. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.